In February of 1959, 9 experienced hikers vanished on a remote mountain in the Ural wilderness. When rescuers finally found their camp, it was abandoned, torn open from the inside, their belongings untouched, and footprints leading into the freezing darkness, barefoot and half-dressed. What happened that night on Kholat Shakhl remains one of the most unsettling mysteries of the 20th century. This is the Dyatlov Pass incident. The group was led by 23-year-old engineering student Igor Dyatlov, intelligent, organized, and methodical. He had handpicked his team for a Category 3 ski tour, the most challenging expedition recognized in the Soviet system. There was Zina Kolmogorova, upbeat and determined, Rustem Slobodin, the athlete, Yuri Doroshenko, resilient and fearless, and the quiet, thoughtful photographer Zolotaryov, who joined last minute under mysterious circumstances. 7 men, 2 women, all experienced in the brutal winters of the Ural Mountains. The journey was meant to earn them the highest certification in Soviet mountaineering. None of them would return. On January 27, the group set off from the small town of Ivdel, skiing through dense forests and frozen rivers. Their mood was good. Their journals documented jokes, campfire songs, and friendly teasing. They were young and talented, and they trusted each other. As days passed, conditions worsened. Heavy winds, blowing snow, temperatures dropping below -30. Still, the group pressed forward toward Kholat Shakhl, Death Mountain in the local Mansi language, a name the hikers saw as folklore, not warning. On February 1st, the hikers set up camp on an exposed slope just below the peak. They were close to shelter, but the harsh winds and low visibility may have disoriented them. Inside the tent, they cooked, ate, wrote in their journals, and made plans for the final ascent the next morning. Sometime during the night, something terrified them, enough for all 9 to cut their way out of the tent and flee into the storm without boots, coats, or protection. They ran downhill toward the tree line, leaving everything behind. Back home, when the group failed to send a scheduled telegram, their families demanded answers. The search began 2 weeks later. On February 26th, rescuers found the tent, flattened, silent, and half buried in snow. Every sign suggested the hikers had exited in panic, not order. Down near the trees, the first bodies were discovered under a cedar. They had built a small fire, perhaps their last attempt at warmth. Footprints told a story of chaos, some barefoot, others wearing only socks, one wearing another's boot. Months later, when the snow melted, the remaining bodies were found in a ravine, with injuries so severe that investigators compared them to car collisions. But there were no external wounds, no bruising consistent with attacks, and no sign of anyone else at the scene. With little evidence and no suspects, theories emerged. The avalanche theory. Some believe a delayed slab avalanche forced the group out of the tent. It explains the panic, but not the absence of debris, nor the lack of oxygen-related symptoms on the bodies. The infrasound. Hypothesis. A rare wind phenomenon could produce low-frequency sound waves capable of inducing terror, nausea, and disorientation. Enough to make experienced hikers flee, but not enough to explain the fatal injuries. The military theory. Others point to secret Soviet tests, parachute mines, or radiological drills. Rescuers reported strange orange lights in the sky during the search, but declassified archives remain incomplete, and officials closed the case with unusual speed. The unknown theories. Then, there are the theories no one can fully prove or disprove, involving wildlife, indigenous conflict, or unknown forces. None match all the evidence. None resolve the contradictions. 65 years later, the official Soviet explanation remains as vague as ever. A compelling natural force. Today, Dyatlov Pass is quiet, tourists visit, scholars debate, and the families of the hikers still search for answers. The 9 never finished their climb, but their story has traveled the world. A reminder that nature keeps secrets, and sometimes it never intends to reveal them. Some mountains are climbed, others are only questioned.